That is not what the COVID vaccine was designed to do. It wasn't designed to prevent against infection.
Hi, folks. Dr. Bob. You'll see this is Dr. Deborah Birx, a medical doctor. She was the White House coronavirus response coordinator during the pandemic when they made up a couple years ago, back before the election. And she's going to spill the beans here. She's going to tell the truth. She's better known as the scarf lady because she's always wearing scarves everywhere she goes. Here's a bureaucrat. I wonder when's the last time she actually saw a patient or went into a laboratory. She is a renowned, virologist and expert on health and everything. She was the one who was responsible for telling everybody to put a mask on and don't go outside without a mask. Stay away from your family. Don't go and travel. Don't go to Thanksgiving dinner. And then she was caught red-handed down with her family at Thanksgiving dinner, and it was wonderful for her own family that ratted her out. Well, what you'll find interesting in this little episode here that I'm going to play for you, that she was on Piers Morgan yesterday, was that she's going to admit some stuff here about the vaccine. And what's also interesting is she didn't get any kind of a pardon or clemency or anything like the way Fauci does. So this woman's going to tell us what really happened here and what this vaccine was really all about.
Do you share the concerns about the longer-term negative impact of some of the COVID vaccines?
The messenger RNA vaccine should have been rolled out for the people that were at risk for severe disease, because that's what the vaccine was developed for. But when we say that we're following the science and the data, we need to follow the science and the data.
What we heard about for years was follow the science, follow the science, follow the science. Should I follow God? No, follow the science. So suddenly she's saying we didn't even follow the science ourselves. This was a vaccine, mRNA vaccine that they gave the entire world and is still being given to people, was a messenger RNA. It wasn't like, and she said at the beginning of here when you first saw her, that this wasn't, this wasn't going to stop infectious diseases. This is an entirely different thing. And now we're finding out about it.
And the science and the data said people primarily over 65 or people with significant comorbidities were at risk for severe disease. Those are the individuals that should have been immunized first. It went into young people in hospitals before it went into our elderly in nursing homes. That is not following the science and the data.
So here's the scarf lady, Dr. Scarf. And so now she admits, well, that the vaccine was given to the wrong group of people. It should have gone to the young and the fit and the healthy, the young people. It should have gone to the critically ill, maybe to the elderly, and that's what it was designed for. Well, who's going to be held account here? And you wonder why, probably nobody, I would say, and I'll say it again, Fauci has got his immunity, she doesn't, and I think that's why she's out there doing this now, and she's gonna reveal what really happened here, and you wonder why people have just lost so much faith in the medical institutions in this country. It's because of this, and now she's going to admit that don't follow the science, we didn't follow our own science. And I'll say it again also, hey, follow science. Should I follow God? No, follow science. The science, the science, the science. They made science into a God that we were supposed to worship. And now this woman has come out, and I think to protect her own skin, she's letting us know what really went on during this scandemic.
So I am all for following the science and the data, but it shouldn't just be a statement. It should be a reality. And when we don't match what we do in public health to the science and the data, that is when we get into trouble. And that's when we start to fracture trust with the American people.
I'm wondering is anybody really going to be held account? Fauci has a pardon. He has been given a blank slate. He's any crime that he has never been accused of anything. So he's in the safe. She isn't. She wasn't given any kind of a pardon by Biden or that administration or anything. Fauci was, and she's just as culpable as anybody else, and that's why she came on the show to start really kind of doing some damage control, because as far as I'm concerned, she's in big trouble. And we'll see if she gets called before any of these congressional hearings or anything like that. But they deliberately deceived the public about what was in the vaccine, what it was supposed to do for you, and now it's all coming home to roost. And so this woman and a lot of other people as well need to be held account. And I'll say it again: when's the last time this woman saw a patient? When's the last time? She started working for the federal government, another bureaucrat, 1985. She was in there over 30 years, and doing what? Well, I don't think she was seeing people and understanding what was supposed to be going on in quote-unquote public health, and she went along with all this. She went along with the vaccine that had been untested, was supposed to be given to the elderly, the really, really sick people, and instead it was just given to everybody, all at once, and especially children. You see that this woman, she's telling us we were not honest with the American people. Well, when you're not honest with people, and you later said, you know, she's trying to save her own little tuchus there, because they could really come after this woman, and I think they probably will, and I think they should, because at least somebody's willing to tell the truth. It's a little too late. Well, it's way after the fact, and I think this woman is beginning to understand that suddenly she's reappeared. She's in trouble. And she didn't get that pardon from the Biden administration. Fauci got it, and so he's in the clear. He has nothing to worry about, and she isn't. So she's finally coming clean. They lied to us. They deceived us. They deceived the American people. And now she comes on Piers Morgan to tell us all that, you know, it was some big giant mistake and we didn't follow the science. I thought you were the science. I guess not. Be very wary of the medical establishment because they're unaccountable, and when you get hurt, well, you just move on because they're not going to say, well, we made a mistake. That's just not going to happen. Dr. Bob, I'll see you next time.